please separate it for us. At what point does a mother cross that line to say, okay, this is what is wrong now? This is no more you being worried about your baby.
There are certain criteria that you might meet, that you need to meet before we say, oh, this person does have postpartum depression. But if you're having a whole range of symptoms at night, every night you can't sleep, you're going to check on the child, you're anxious, you're snapping at people, and can't eat well, or you're eating too much. People ask you, oh, you're losing so much weight. And then there's this profound feeling of sadness within you. You know that I am unhappy. I don't know why. You cannot put your finger on it. I am unhappy, and I feel as if something is going to go wrong. It's like this cloud is on your shoulder. People are greeting you and everything, but deep down, you're like, something bad. And it's something that doesn't subside. After 2 weeks, it's normal. After 2 weeks, you should be able to cope with the routine of taking care of a child. That's why usually we would diagnose postpartum depression until about 2 weeks after the birth of a child. If all those anxiety and all of that hasn't gone down and it's affecting your ability to care for yourself, care for your children. You know, there's some women, when you see them, you're like, they haven't done their hair, they haven't combed their hair. I had a friend, she hadn't combed her hair in over a month. She's like, I had to take care of my baby. I can't do anything. She had so let go of herself. And then, so those are some of the things you see in women that have postpartum depression. And sometimes their spouses might also have postpartum depression, even though it's less common.
My wife gave birth in 2019. That is the second baby, a boy.
Okay.
To be precise, on the 29th of July, 2019. Then, just before the naming on a week, I started seeing some strange things. She will tell me that the ladies that normally come to assist her in taking care of the baby, they want to kill the baby, they've cut the nail of the baby, so many things like that. And I was worried. So at a point, I called somebody that I thought she could listen to.
Okay.
At the end, the person was telling me that there was nothing wrong with my wife, that I should just try to take care of her and all that. But I was saying to the man of God that something is strange, that this is not a woman I know. So to cut the long story short is that 22nd of September 2019, everything got degenerated. So I took her to Psychiatrist Hospital, Yaba.
Okay.
We spent some days there, and my own people and her own people started calling me from the village that I should bring her home, that it is not something medical, that is spiritual issue. So my question now is that the thing has degenerated to the point that now I'm in Lagos and she's in the village helpless. From that very month of September 2019, the baby did not take breast milk. But I'm thanking God that the baby is still alive. This is 2 years now. She never knew anything from that very day to this moment that I'm talking to you. She can't take care of herself. She can't bath. In fact, everything had just gone worse.
When she gave birth to our firstborn, after three months, my wife was now misbehaving. Every friend that knows us in the street, my wife will just be like, who is this person going on the street? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? So they said, I fell down, I was crying like a baby. Me, husband, what happened to you now, madam? What happened? What's all this? So they said, the next thing I have to do is to just send her to my mother in the village. It was when the baby was crawling, before this thing stopped, my wife was misbehaving like a lunatic. Second time, when he gave birth to another boy, the same thing happened. I quickly sent her to my mother again. But what I discovered was that immediately after the baby started walking, the sickness will go out of her body. As I'm talking to you now, I have to stop her giving birth again. He has just given birth to one boy and one girl. As a matter of fact, even the country is not good.
Okay, so I think both of the callers had the similar experiences with their wife, which was I can imagine must have been very, very traumatic. From what you're describing, it seems like both of their spouses had what we call postpartum psychosis, which is a more severe form of postpartum depression. And that's when you start seeing this irrelevant talk, this fears, this disorganized behavior, hallucinations and delusions. And usually this can be very severe. But the truth about it is that it is a manageable condition. It's highly treatable. And when you have to meet people that are specialists that know how to manage it. Certain biological factors could increase the risk of someone coming down with postpartum depression. As I've mentioned, that there are genetic factors. There, in Yoruba culture, they'll say Abisinwi. We call it Abisinwi. That's what Abisinwi. That's in that family. Sometimes when they give birth, the women have this psychological disorders, but they typically get better. So, but the mode of delivery does not really correlate with having postpartum depression. Having someone have a cesarean section does not necessarily mean that she is at higher risk of coming down with postpartum depression than someone that has a normal vaginal delivery. However, there are cultural factors, because in our culture, there is some. I've heard it sometimes that when women give birth, their family members will say, "Oh, you were lazy, you couldn't give." So if those psychological, if there's this stigma or derogatory comments being made to a woman because she had one mode of delivery over another, it could predispose her to having. So having psychological factors like having the first child, the child being unwanted, marital discord, problems with the sex. So I wanted a boy and I got a girl. Those things also predispose in our own culture. Those are things that are culturally relevant to having postpartum depression. Then financial problems and the cost of delivery being so expensive. Some people that can also trigger some of these depressive symptoms. So those are some of the things that respond.